I'm probably not the first person you've seen have issues with the demo for this game, but those videos exist for a reason. My excuse was that this game was the one I was looking forward to the most this year, that we know of so far. I adore the Nights into Dreams games, and this looked to be the spiritual successor. That was very clearly easy to make the comparison, especially when you know that Yuji Naka was involved. It looked colorful, vibrant, the character designs looked good and reminded me of Billy Hatcher, despite not having played that game. And that song! Yeah, I was easily getting ready to pre-order this game. And then the demo came out, and I'll save that money for something else. Why? Well, I'll go over what I liked first before going into about 90% of this video. Like I said, I still like the character designs. The CGI is captivating, the music is nice, the levels are colorful, and the game just wants to feel like it's bringing joy to others, and that's something this world could use a lot more of these days. These adorable little fuzzy bird peeps called Tims, they're cute, okay? You can keep up to 3 costumes at a time, and any extras you collect are automatically stored. And while the levels are the same no matter who you choose, at least the story is slightly different, giving you a reason to play both sides. Even though I think the boy's story already has a number of problems, but I'll get to that very soon. And now, for a very long-winded explanation of why this demo is a very bad sign of the game about to come out. I'm okay with games being simplistic as long as they have some depth to them, but this is sad! All the face buttons are your jump button, the trigger buttons are also your jump buttons, and the L and R buttons switch between your costumes. Why are those the only ones that get special treatment? Even Kirby games have more abilities and moves than this, and those power-ups let you do so much more than just one thing. In fact, I hate to say this, but there are times where I look at this game and think, is this meant to be baby's first 3D platformer? I wouldn't think that if it wasn't for some cheap animations of the NPCs, the way too simplistic buttons, and watching them dance after beating a boss. I feel embarrassed just being in the same room as this is playing in. Just going to put this out there, I am not impressed by animated characters dancing because they're animated. There are programs out there where you can download them and have your characters dance to them, so sorry, but I'm not impressed by your Darth Maul somersaults. Speaking of which, the boy's story makes no sense to me. I have a lot of questions about Emma's story, but I at least understand why she's depressed. But as for Leo's, get this. He dances in public, others like his dance, but then he quickly gets depressed and doesn't even bother to kick a basketball that's right next to him to the people asking for it. Why? None of that makes sense. I was thinking maybe if he was shy, but then why is he in public in the first place? Also, he's dancing just fine, so why does he turn into a jerk? Is there something I'm not getting here? I would have had it where he's practicing his dancing, makes a mistake, some kids laugh, not in a demoralizing sense, but it's just funny because it's unexpected. Then he feels embarrassed, a kid does try to help him, but he feels so embarrassed that he just runs away. That might come off a little cliche, but at least it works, has a setup and a payoff. At least this way, the dancing characters in the worlds and after beating a boss would feel more encouraging and help to give him some confidence to continue practicing his dance. And before leaving this note to move on to another, this dance scene. If you're going to subject us to this, can you at least make it look more exciting? The camera is just there. Pan around the area, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. Just something to hide the mediocre dancing models. There. Now for some other problems. Loading screens. Why are they so long? I'm not going to play how long they are, I'm just going to leave a number here that shows it. And also, the menu when you're standing on the checkpoint to get to the costumes, that's also longer than it should be. In fact, why can't we just access the menu whenever we want it? We have plenty of extra buttons we could use for that, or just something in the pause menu itself, but no. Well, thanks, cause now it makes the tag barrel in DK64 look super convenient by comparison. Can't wait to use that as an excuse from now on. While I like the designs of the characters and stages, graphically, these could look a lot sharper. You know how you'll see some images that still have a little bit of the background around them? That's what this game looks like. Now, the game is named after this guy, Balan, and you would want to play as him, right? Well, I've noticed that one of the costumes might be him. But before that, you can use him for quick time events that I have no idea what he's trying to achieve. And you can even wait a second after the images have lined up and still get an excellent for it. Very underwhelming for such an interesting character. Now, this isn't so much of a problem, just more of a question, along with 3 other questions that kinda show that this wasn't exactly well thought out. After collecting enough statues, you can unlock the next world. You get in a train, fly around the island of Thames, and the level comes up? Why did we need a train for that? Why does riding in a train overhead bring us to the next world? If you had to ride in it to arrive at the next world, then I completely get it. But here, it's just for show. When you're in the levels, you'll see characters dance around, but when you get close to them, they disappear. And they don't even acknowledge you. They don't move their heads or their eyes. They just feel so lifeless. And then when you pass a check mark, they all pop up and dance around you, and it just looks so strange. And because we're all doing basically the same dance, also pretty lazy. That's almost as bad as seeing the boss T-pose for a brief second. The game doesn't exactly explain to the kids or the player how they get their missing piece of heart back. Why does helping others that you may have never met, or may not even exist to be honest, help them get their missing piece back? This kid clearly doesn't care about others, so why does he want to help here? And my last question for this part is, what the heck were you thinking when you made Fox? It can turn into an invincible box. That's pretty neat. But it's random as to when that will happen. You have no control over it, and worse, any momentum you have is carried over, and if you're next to some cliffs that... Just why? And now we'll get to the biggest problem the game has, and the one I'm sure many have brought up before. It freezes. Randomly, and a lot. No, it doesn't crash the game, and it will continue, but the amount of times it happens is ridiculous, especially in World 6. I was just recording music, not even doing anything, and it still froze! It even froze during the QuickTime event! How do you even? What was the point of those long load screens if you're still having performance issues? For the record, I'm playing on the Xbox One S. I've heard horror stories for the Switch version in handheld mode, and I'm left wondering if you have to play it on the PS5 or Series X just for it to run properly. I have no idea, but considering more people have the other consoles than the new ones, you probably should have made sure those were the most optimized first, or not even make them at all. Guys, I can't say it enough. I was really looking forward to this. I was just about to pre-order it, and now, that's not happening. Now, some of you are probably thinking, but the game's not out yet, maybe they can fix some of this. If this demo came out when the game was first announced, I would have agreed with you. But they have less than 2 months to go. I highly doubt that's enough time to fix even 2 of the problems I've had. If the game was already better than this, then why put out a demo this bad weeks before the final product comes out? I really wanted this to be good. I really hate the fact that this was Yuji Naka's one chance to make a 3D platformer for Square Enix, because it's probably not going to do very well. And even after all of that, I'm still somewhat interested in this game, if not for trying to figure out how this world works. Some of the characters, it definitely has a strong sense of charm, and the levels kinda have a sense of hidden secrets and a little bit of exploration. Not a whole lot, but it's there. But there's no way I'm buying this at full price. I'll wait till I see it on sale for maybe $20. Now, for those who have played the demo, what did you think? Was there something I just wasn't getting? Did I basically hit the nail on the head here? Or were there even some more problems that I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Later, everyone!